China has undergone a rapid industrial revolution and urbanization during the past 3 decades. This expansion is largely responsible for the release of a large amount of heavy metals into soils and is increasingly raising concerns over the potential effects on human health and the environment. The problem is drawing increasing attention, especially after an extensive nationwide soil survey report in 2014. A number of studies have examined soil contamination by heavy metals in China. Soil contamination by heavy metal pollution is one of the most severe environmental threats to soil quality. The problem has received increasing attention in the last few decades in high as well as low and middle income countries. The recent development of the global economy has resulted in an increase of heavy metals in soil, both in type and content.
Okay, for the problem of this case study, contamination of agricultural soils has increased due to the extensive use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, livestock manures, irrigation wastewater, and sewage sludge, solid waste, agrochemicals, and atmospheric deposition in attempt to increase crop yield. China has undergone rapid industrial revolution and urbanization, particularly during the past 3 decades. Industrial expansion has increased the amount of heavy metals released into soils. Soil quality decline and associated ecological, environmental, and health problems has worsened in recent years.
As a solution of this case study, China government has recently prioritized reducing the release of dangerous pollutants and built a strong legal framework to reduce environmental damage by heavy metals. As a result, efforts are being made to reduce emissions and closely monitor heavy metal sources, such as the mining, smelting, and other businesses that use metals. In addition, a comprehensive monitoring system was established in 2014 to aid research institutes and put sensible reclamation tactics into practice. By limiting the discharge of harmful pollutants into the environment, it can accomplish one of the SDGs, which is to ensure the sustainable consumption and production patterns.
The second solution of this problem is soil excavation. Soil excavation is the method most commonly used to treat contaminated soil in China. This approach involves removing contaminated soil and off-site treatment or disposal through excavation, capping, and washing or burning of soil, requiring heavy machinery to excavate and transport soil to treatment sites. Treating soil ex situ is expensive, whereas in situ treatment using phytoremediation, phosphate addition, and others method can reduce costs.
For the third solution for the heavy metal pollution in China, the solution is by using the chemical remediation, or which is known as on-site or in situ precipitation. In this process, the solubility of heavy metals is altered through reaction with specific chemicals, causing it to precipitate from the solution. This method can be adapted to soil where it can reduce the mobility of heavy metals. The on-site precipitation process includes chemical treatment with excavated soils, while the in-situ precipitation involves application of chemical directly to the soil to decrease the metal mobility.
Conclusions and recommendations. Contamination of soils by heavy metals is an important challenge facing many countries around the world, including China. Investing in land restoration is critical for improving livelihoods, reducing vulnerabilities, and reducing risk for the economy. The first recommendation is to close follow-up of rice and vegetable crops produced in China. This is needed for development of sustainable and feasible approaches to mitigate potential crop contamination, and associated health risk issues. Approaches such as mitigation of emission and close monitoring of sources of heavy metals such as mining, smelting, and other metal-consuming industries are very important steps to combating soil pollution with heavy metals. Land use management and monitoring of agriculture, application of biochar lime and compost, and bioremediation are less costly alternative approaches to the reclamation of contaminated soil.